What is up? All right, we're gonna tackle the thing today that I have needed to tackle for years. And I don't even know if in my last Declutter series from a few years ago, if I even tackled this category. It has been so long. So today we're tackling my very scary drawer, which I'll show you, of my brow stuff, eye stuff, like single eyeshadows, eyeliners, old mascaras, y'all. It's embarrassing. It's really bad. I can't even see everything in this drawer. Most of it has expired, gone bad, etc. So I'm excited. We're going to be very, 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 very cutthroat in this one because I absolutely have to be. Most of it is old. And I said in my last Declutter video, which I can link below, I have a whole playlist I'll link if you want to watch more. Hold on, let me grab my cup. I feel naked without like a drink in my hand. Am I okay? Anyway, I was saying in that last one that I have been using as kind of a time marker the pandemic. As dark as that sounds, but it's been 2 years. No. It's been more than 2 years since that all began. And most of the makeup that I owned before that began, and most of it well before that began. So I'm like, okay, so everything is like at least 2 years old, if not way longer. So it's time. I want this drawer to feel like way, way, way emptier. Let's do it. I'll shut up. This is the drawer, you guys. I literally can't even get things out there. I'd have to pull out this entire container. It's so bad. And I'm gonna be honest, ask me how many times I even open this drawer. Never. Because I get out the one brow product I use, the one liner I'm using. That's pretty much it. And the mascara, you know what I mean? So a lot of this needs to go. And like I said earlier, so much of it is old. So let us do this. All right, so here we are. Let's start with mascaras because I'm pretty sure pretty much all of these are going to go in the trash, but figure that's probably a good place to start. All right. I mean, literally, I couldn't tell you how old like any of these are. That's the craziest part. Like, even if I were like, oh, maybe there's like more time to, I wouldn't even know because there's too many. So I'm kind of excited to just start fresh with these, but to kind of quickly give you like mini reviews on some of them that like stand out. I really was impressed with the Falsies Lash Lift. This one's from Maybelline and it's actually really, really good. So this is one I would totally consider buying again. The CoverGirl Exhibitionist was good. It's kind of like the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. It's a drier formula. I really liked it though, but again, it doesn't last a long time. Pacifica Stellar Gaze. This one was newer, I know that. So this is like one of the few I think I'm gonna put in my vanity and give a whirl because it's newer-ish and I only used it once or twice and I really don't remember how I feel about it. So we're gonna try that again. Trying to make sure none of these were like unopened and I don't know why I would have stuck it back there. You guys know I really like the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk push-up lashes. This one is really nice. It's just so expensive. So I would consider repurchasing it if it were like on sale. But this is one of my top favorites. The No. 7 Full 360 Ultra is so good. So this is definitely one I have bought again and will buy again. But lots of these can just go. I was not a fan of like the IT Cosmetics Hello Lashes here. Big Bad Lash was pretty good. It was just better paired with things. I could not figure out why people I don't know why people like the Essence Bye Bye Panda Eyes. I was not a fan. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, it's not that old. So I'm like, do I use it maybe once or twice and double check? So I might add that to my little Pacifica one here. But the rest of these can go. I really like the e.l.f. Lash It Loud. I think this is a really good mascara. A lot of these were just okay. Monsieur Big from Lancome is good. The Air Volume, again, a lot of people liked. I did not understand why. Another one I did not like, other people do, is the Maybelline Snapscara. This is one that like people rave about on TikTok and I don't get it. I like the Bambi Eye Mascara from L'Oreal. The Ilia Limitless was pretty good. I think this one's brand new. The Bare Mineral Strength and Length. That's one I can use up now, especially now that I freaking opened it. I did not like this Fenty Beauty mascara. do I have 2 of these Lancome ones? Or no, that one just dropped. That one's okay. Again, I would only buy on sale. Like the Lash Idol from Lancome, I like, but I think waterproof would be better because this one kind of smudged on me and I would only buy it if it were on sale. So some of my favorites from the drugstore, like I said, e.l.f. Lash It Loud, Essence Lash Princess. I actually have my favorite mascara, like period, is also from Essence. It's in my vanity right now. I'm not going to show you because I'm not getting rid of it, but it's another one from Essence I can link below. It's like $5 or $6 and it is so flipping good. Out of those mascaras, other than like the 1 or 2 I have open in my vanity, like the Essence one, we're gonna keep Essence Bye Bye Panda Eyes to try again, and we're gonna try the Pacifica one again, And then this Bare Minerals one we'll give a whirl because I think this was literally the first time I opened it. I have a feeling another mascara is going to pop in here somewhere, but all right, we're making progress, man. We got rid of 21 mascaras, are really getting rid of, but they're being trashed. Keeping 3 plus like 1 or 2 others, so not bad. That's a good start. Things I just don't use. I really don't use eye primer. I feel like I should, but I just don't. So there's a part of me that wants to keep it. I couldn't even reach these eye primers back there. This one's from Rare Beauty and it's literally brand new. I'm like, well, maybe if I used one, but see, if I'm gonna take the time to do a primer, I want it to have some coverage. This one has a little bit of coverage and it kind of mattifies, so maybe I'll keep this one. Okay, this Hourglass one feels really nice too. So it's kind of a thicker formula. This Milani one is super old, so this one has to go. At the drugstore, this is the best eyeshadow primer. This NARS one, I'm pretty sure is super old too. This one I liked because it did feel more like a concealer. It really is good. If I got really back into using eye primer, I would probably buy this again, but I'm not into it right now and it is old. So I think I'm just gonna keep the Rare Beauty one and the Hourglass one, and we'll see if I actually use them. I'm now seeing another eye primer from Urban Decay. This one, by the way, says 6 months that you're supposed to keep it. Oof, I've had this for years, but that's kind of I feel like that's a low amount of time for something like this, but either way, it's super old. All right, I'm gonna actually take things out of here and let's spread out my brow products. Wow, I pretty much just use like a brow gel like this. I use the e.l.f. Wow Brow, which is $4, my favorite, I can link below. And I now have been using the M Cosmetics one now that I have one that's not broken. So that's what I use. Sometimes I use a clear brow gel and every once in a while I'll dip into a pencil, like if I just feel like it needs to be filled out a little more, or if I'm just feeling like using something different. So honestly, knowing that, all of my brow pomades can go. I just don't use them. I used to fill in my brows way more than I do now. I like the Anastasia ones. I typically wore Ash Brown. I have this Chi Chi one from a few years ago, and then the Benefit Cabral. I really liked the Cabral for a long time. I can't believe I never went through that fully. And it's kind of cool. I don't even know if they still sell it. It's cool because it's got like a little brow brush built in, so you could just flip it. You could use it like this. You could flip it in here and use it. So it's a useful little way to store it, because if you're using a brow pomade and you're on the go and you're using one like in a pot, you have to consistently always have a brow brush with you. You know what I mean? So it's nice that this is built in. Anyway, all of these are old, all of these can go. So I have 2 brow like gel, you know what I mean? Like a kind of wax is not really the right word, but I guess it is. Maybe it is a brow wax. So the e.l.f. Brow Lift is pretty good. I just don't really use this kind of product very often, you guys. I really just don't. Why don't I know how to open this? There we go. This is one you have to wet and then use from Patrick Ta. They're very, very different products here. They really are. I just don't use this kind of product, so I think I'm just gonna get rid of them. There was a part of me just now that was tempted to keep one because I'm like, just in case, but I know myself, I just don't use them, so they can go. So doing brow gels here, I don't have my e.l.f. Wow Brow here, and I don't have the M Cosmetics one because they're in my vanity. I'm definitely keeping. So we have a few clear ones and then a few tinted ones. None of these are the right color. The Sephora one is way too dark, so that one can go. This Kosas one is way too warm. I really would like to try this formula again. I feel like I give it a bad rap in my mind because I think just because I don't have the right shade. This one is medium brown and I just feel like it pulls a little bit warmer than I want. And it's not like it's super warm. Like you might be looking at that and be like, really, Jessie? But I don't know. Now I'm like, should I try it in my brows one more time and see? Maybe I should. So I'll give this one more shot because I know this one's not crazy old, just to see, am I sure that it was the shade I didn't like? And then I'll probably, if it is the shade, I'll just get rid of it then. This I really like, but it's super old. The Benefit Gimme Brow, it's time to go in the trash. This is a teeny tiny tweezer, but I already have tweezers that I use like for travel, so I think I can just get rid of that. So in the clear brow gel realm, I have the Maybelline Great Lash, which works just fine. It's just super wet and I don't really feel like I need it, so I'm gonna get rid of it. It doesn't dry down as quickly as I want. I like the Wet n Wild Brow Sessive. I think it's pretty good. It is more white though, and that kind of threw me off because I was like, oh, I'm used to that being, so it's kind of a part of me that's like, let me think about that one. The Milk Clear one, this says 6 months. I've had this for quite a while, so it should go. the Glossier clear one. It's also white like the Brow Excessive. Wait a minute, is that a dupe for that? I should try those because those seem really similar. So I might try those and you'll see if they make it to a dupes video here in the near future. And then the Sephora Clear Brow Gel is pretty good. I don't know. It says again 6 months and it's way older than that, but I just don't feel like super strongly about it. The clear brow gel I tend to like is the Anastasia clear brow gel. That's the one I typically reach for a lot. But now that I'm thinking about it now, I like don't have a clear brow gel. That's not one of the white ones. So maybe I will keep this one a little bit longer. So I at least have something if I run out. So, oh boy. Some that I know I can get rid of. Oh my gosh, some of these I've had for so long. I just don't reach for these, you guys. The Kosas one is super dry for me. I don't know what it is about this, but it like consistently breaks. So I'm gonna get rid of it. Wasn't a huge fan of it. This like marker type brow from Milk, I don't use this kind of thing. I don't feel like I really need this. So gonna get rid of it, but I do think it was a good quality thing. Like if you're looking for this, it's one of those that has the like 3 little prongs so you can really make them look like hair-like strokes. So this is why I shouldn't buy backups of things. I have 3 LA Girl Shady Slim brow pencils. Now this is one of my favorite brow pencils, so I'm definitely gonna keep at least one. Do I keep all 3? I'm not so sure. I just feel like that's a little bit overkill, you know? So that is why I'm like, don't buy backups of things, Jess. Anyway, I'm gonna keep one that's unopened, and I'm going to pass on the other 2 that are unopened. And then I'm also going to keep the MAC Volux Brown Liner in Taupe. It's a really good shade match for me, and I haven't used it. I honestly forgot I had this. It was totally lost in the shuffle, but it really is, oh, there's the spoolie. It really is a nice brow pencil for when I need it. It's really creamy enough to go on easily, but easy to kind of brush through the brows. So gonna keep that. Most of these, you guys, I might just get rid of all of them. Some of them I have had for so long. I mean, I don't even remember buying them. It was years ago. Like this Fenty one is okay. I might keep the Precisely My Brow pencil. I have used this one a bit. It's a little bit warmer than like that MAC one, just by a little bit, but I still like it. So I think I'm gonna keep that one. Well, that one's broken. Hourglass one is so old. Fenty one is so old, like I said. I don't like these like bigger ones that, how does this work? Oh, wait, did I know that came out like that? So the 2 shades I have in this like Rare Beauty Duo, that's Cool Brown, the like brow gel, and then the pencil, and then this over here is Deep Brown. So I'm gonna keep Cool Brown. I honestly completely forgot how cool this is, so I wanna try this again now that I'll have way, way less. I can actually see what I have. What a concept. Oh my gosh, I've had this Nabla one forever, the Brow Divine. It's actually a really good brow pencil though, so I'm gonna get rid of it, but it is a great one. This one doesn't even have the lid anymore from Mented Cosmetics, so it's probably tried out. I really like the e.l.f. Instant Brow Lift, but this one's kind of old. I think this is an amazing brow product. Maybe a little warm for me, but I honestly use it a decent amount, but it's super old. That's the theme of the video, baby. The NYX Fill and Fluff, I think, is totally a similar product to the Fenty one. I think I've talked about it in a past dupes video because they both have that same, very similar formula, but they have the same like brush where you can brush it through your brows. I just don't use that very often. This is too thick of a pencil. This Maybelline one is definitely too warm toned for me. I apparently have 2 of the Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim. I certainly don't need both. It's not a bad shade match. This ColourPop one is super old. This CoverGirl one is pretty old. This Ulta Beauty one, again, these are all, at a certain point, all brow pencils are kind of the same. Like once you find a good shade match, I think this CoverGirl shade match might be better than the Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim. It's a little bit. So I'm gonna get rid of the Maybelline, keep the CoverGirl. And then this one isn't even open from Glossier. It's their Brow Flick. Oh, okay. So it's one of those where you can kind of draw in your brows. I think I have a sister or a friend that might use that more than I will because again, I just don't use this kind of thing. So I might offer it to them. Okay, so out of all of the brow things, we are keeping 5 like pencils. We're keeping, in theory, 3 of the clear brow gels, although these dupe ones, we're gonna see if I like them and or if they're dupes. And then this one to just test out one more time. And we are getting rid of 29 brow products. Holy moly. This is such a good feeling, you guys. These are all so old. Have I said that enough? Are you annoyed yet? All right, let's do single shadows and things like that next. All right, so holy cannoli. If you had asked me how many single shadows and like cream shadows I thought I had, I would have said like, I don't know, like 10. This is way more. And again, there's always some, with all of these, there are things that are still in my vanity or at the workspace, but those are typically things I'm using all the time anyway. So I'm trying to mention them here and there, but I'm not necessarily showing this because this was just focusing on the stuff in the drawer right now, like at this very minute. Some of my favorites, let's start there. I completely forgot about how much I love this product right here from Maybelline. So it is this single shadow in Dusty Rose. I wore this nearly every single day for so long. Not even that long ago. It's such a good, beautiful single shadow. Oh my gosh. So I know it like looks like nothing, but I'm telling you, you put it on the lid and then just blend it and that's it. It catches the light so beautifully. So definitely keeping. However, I should probably consider buying a fresh one, assuming they still sell it. So big fan of it if you can find it. It is probably, out of all of these, my favorite single shadow that I own. I literally completely forgot about it, so I'm so excited to remind myself that it exists. So I have a couple of these L'Oreal single shadows. These are pretty old, you guys. They really are. So I'm going to get rid of these. This CoverGirl one is pretty old in Mink Vision. It's not as old as those other ones. This one's really pretty. It's similar to the L'Oreal one, like shimmer-wise, but it's just more of a cooler tone. It's not quite as, like, pink. Isn't that pretty? It says 36 months. This might still be okay. I need to get the hard pan off of it for sure. So I might mess with it. If I can get the hard pan off and like revive it, I might use this a little bit longer. MAC pigments, I own two. I've had these for years. In my mind, they don't really go bad. I mean, I love them. This one's vanilla. This one's tan. It is the single most beautiful shadow because it's a loose pigment, but I mean, it goes on like a shadow. Look at how stunning that is. I wish I were wearing this today. That is unbelievable to me, how beautiful. So this is the full size. I've had this for literally years. And for a while I used it a lot and you literally can't tell. It's insane. So it'll last you forever. I would say get the pigment to go size like this one because same thing. I've used this one a ton. This one's in vanilla. Honestly, if you learn about only a few products in this video, these are two of the best. Vanilla is very much one that's like a bridal type shade. The only downside about the small ones is that it's hard to get the pigment out of it. It's not as easy as the larger ones because you can kind of dip your finger in it. But this one is isn't that pretty? It's like white, but it's got like a gold tint to it, which you wouldn't guess based on just looking at it. It is so beautiful. So these products are so gorgeous. They're absolutely beautiful just as shadows on their own. So wanted to bring them up because they're still kicking and definitely they are not going anywhere. This Clarins shadow is super old, so it should go. This Lorac one, I don't even know when and where I got it, but it definitely looks old. So I think that one might have been sent to me. These Maybelline Color Tattoos are pretty good. I still feel like the old formula was better, but these are definitely dried out. I had the shade Socialite here and then High Roller. Classic drugstore product. Speaking of classic drugstore products, these L'Oreal, this one's not going anywhere. Their Infallible Eyeshadow in Amber Rush is awfully similar to that MAC Pigment and Tan, like absolutely a dupe for it. So stunning. So stunning. And really easy to use being in this like larger pot, you know what I mean? And then you can kind of use that to keep it pressed together, but such a great product that was such a big deal online for like years and years and years. And I feel like people forgot about it and it's still there and it is still so good. I've been wanting to, okay, this Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize Cream Shadow is super old. I have a new one because now it's called Oyster Pearl and I have a fresh one. This one's super old. So I'm going to get rid of it. I do really love it. This shade I never use, so it's time. It's called Verushka. It's this green shade. I don't know what I was thinking when I bought it. I never, ever wear it. Ever. So it's gonna go. Vintage Selection is a paint pot from MAC. I really like their paint pot in Painterly. I use it all the time. This one, for some reason, every time I put it on, I thought I got rid of this. It looks so pretty swatched, doesn't it? But I feel like every time I put it on, it doesn't quite look the same. But now here I am doing it again where I'm like, well, maybe I should try it again. Because it looks like exactly what I like where it's almost barely there. So I'm gonna try it again. This is probably why it's not decluttered because I keep doing this, but then I forget about it. So I need to actually put it on top of my vanity because that is stunning. Okay, this Chantecaille shadow I definitely want to keep. It's more of like a matte color. They're Mermaid Eye Matte in Sylvie, and I bought it when I did the Hilary Duff video, and she put this all over her eyes, and it was so freaking gorgeous. Of course, she has like greenish hazel eyes, and they really made them pop. So I'm excited to remember that I have this because I didn't even remember this existed, and it's such a pretty shade. I don't think the formula is nice because it's like kind of creamy. I would still consider it a powder shadow, but it's kind of creamy. Do I think it's like worth the expensive price of this? I'm not sure that it is, but I do like it. But like, it's not like it's a special effect on the eye. It's just a matte eyeshadow, you know? I'm gonna get rid of this L'Oreal Gold Mirage. I keep thinking it's gonna be such a beautiful shadow topper, and it's okay. It's nothing so special that I feel like people need it. This is one I will never ever get rid of, and I don't know if you can get it anymore. If I can find a link, I will link it. It's their loose pigment in the shade As If. I'll even like sprinkle this in Genevieve's hair if she wants like glitter in her hair for like a birthday party or something. It is the most beautiful. It's not even doing it justice. I knew it wouldn't. I'll tap this on top of any shadow color and it adds the most beautiful glittery sheen. Oh my gosh, one of my prized possessions. This is one that usually makes its way into my makeup bag when I travel too, because if it's like a special night out, I'll just tap this on top of whatever eyeshadow look I have going on, and it is always so beautiful. To head off any question I might get, it is lighter and less of a color than MAC's Pigment and Tan. Like this one is just like more sheer, but it just has that gorgeous glow to it. I don't use any of these. That's not true. I sometimes use the Smashbox Always On shadow in Rose. This one's a really pretty cream shadow. I just use it as like a one eyeshadow look, and it's more like matte. It's so unique, so I'm gonna keep this one, and it's kind of a unique color too. I don't use a lot like that, but like these ColourPop ones are pretty old. This is one of my favorites though. I feel like a lot of this one's in a maze. I might keep this because I'll just tap this on top of, again, same thing, like on top of an eyeshadow look. Oh my gosh. But I'm gonna get rid of this other shade. I don't really love these Sephora shadows. I tried them in a Sephora video and they were just fine. Like this matte one can go for sure. This one, well, it's popped out, which I think you can, that's the idea, that you can like put them in other things. This is pretty though. So there's Antique Copper. It is really pretty, but I have it in a million palettes. I don't need it. This Ulta one, I don't really reach for. This Wet n Wild Brulee is so old. This Milk Crayon is pretty, but again, it's more work than it's worth to try to use it. It's like you pop it out and then you can kind of use it. Oh my gosh, but look how pretty that is. Maybe I'll keep it. It's so pretty. It's like the most perfect inner corner thing. Like that is unbelievable. It's their color chalk, by the way. I really don't use these. Like this silver one is really good from Black Radiance, but I don't use that color. Plus these are just old. And especially I feel like cream products like this get old really fast. So I think I'm gonna get rid of most of them. This e.l.f. one is really pretty though, but again, I don't use it. The only way I use this kind of product is for glitter. So like, and even this one's not glittery. Because again, oh, that one's dried out. Ugh. That one can go. This CoverGirl one I really like. It's in the shade 2 because it's got that glitter. So I feel like you can tap it on and it can look really, really pretty. But I just don't use it enough. I think I'm gonna get rid of all of them because I have other options to tap on top. So these three, all gonna go. I just don't use shadow sticks. I'm always like, maybe I'll use it on my lower lash line, or maybe I'll use it on my inner corner. Maybe I literally never use them. All of these can go. And then lastly are my Makeup by Mario little single shadows that these make your eyes look... I constantly repress this, you guys. That's the biggest thing. They make your eyes look like wet in the prettiest way. I really only use the white one because this one is really pretty too, but it's not the same effect. It's really weird. Like the white would not typically be what I'm drawn to, but I don't know. I think I might just keep the white, get rid of the one in Bronzite, and I'm gonna have to repress it again. All right, so in that realm, got rid of 26 of those and we're keeping 11. Not bad. Last up is liners. Oh, I also have this Master Metal Manipulator. I think I'm gonna keep. It's the only thing I have. It's a mixing liquid. It's the only thing I have like it, and it really is a tool that's kind of nice to have. So, all right, I've got a gel liner here. That is, how old is this? It's pretty old. I mean, I definitely had it before the pandemic and then some, so that one just needs to go in the trash. Obviously, this Stila one is brand new. I got it at TJ Maxx for $7.99. It's their Stay All Day liquid liner, which I actually really like. So, gonna keep, will open probably soon, but for now, just gonna keep it. This Nabla one could not be older, needs to go in the trash. This chrome ink shouldn't even be in this category. It's like a pencil, I don't know. It's like a liquid. It's actually kind of unique and different, but I don't really use it. So again, I'm like, oh yeah, maybe I'll use it in this way. No, I never did. I have the Hyper Easy brush tip from Maybelline. that I do think is pretty good, so I'm going to keep before it goes bad. It's not like the blackest, most pigmented I've ever used, but I'm okay with that. I just don't think I'd buy it again, but I do want to use it up. And then this one, I like the idea of, and I love the packaging. This is the L'Oreal Matte Signature Liner. However, it's just... is so black though. It's just a little intimidating, honestly. Like every time I look at it in my drawer, I'm like, but it is really pretty. How about this? I'm gonna get rid of the Maybelline one and keep this one so it forces me to use it because it is way better quality and way blacker than that one. So then liquid liner wise, other than the one or two that I'm currently using, I will have these two. Plus, now that I'm thinking about it, this L'Oreal one is way newer. That Maybelline one, I don't know when I bought, to be honest. So a lot of these can go. A lot of these are so old. Like this Sephora one is very old. I do like the Sephora waterproof retractable liner line, and I would consider buying again, but this one is grossly old. These Urban Decay ones I've had for years, this Revlon one, all these colors that again, I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll use, and I never do, but they're also super old. So these are all gonna go. By the way, if these are still available, the Revlon So Fierce vinyl liners, these are really cool. Look how vibrantly blue that is. They're really nice. So just something to keep in mind. I have two of these Charlotte Tilbury duos. One is matte, one is more like metallic. I do like these. Let me think about it, like based on what I end up keeping. This one is just about gone. The Urban Decay Glide On Pencil. I'm just gonna toss it. The Makeup by Mario ones, you guys know, the brown one I have repurchased like a million times. I still have a little bit of this to use up. It is so dark. It is so easy to blend. It stays on the waterline so well. The black one I like too. It just doesn't stay on the waterline as well, I don't think. But these are amazing pencil liners. So highly recommend them. Definitely going to keep both of those. This Ulta one wasn't very impressive. It's a retractable one. It was fine. Just, I don't know, it wasn't as black as I'd wanted. It was just okay, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. This Maybelline one is super fine tipped, which is awesome, and I'm into that, so I might keep, because I honestly, this one got lost in like the sea, and that was creamier than I remembered it being. e.l.f. No Budge Precision Liner, another small tipped one. That one's really nice too, dang. Maybelline Lasting Drama, this is like a more normal one. This one is just it lasts really well, but it's just not as creamy. It's very like dry, which is probably why it lasts a long time, but it just, I don't know. I think I'm gonna get rid of it. This is Milani Stay Put Liner, which I do like. Very, very creamy, so I'm gonna keep that one. I'm gonna get rid of the Maybelline one. L'Oreal La Liner Signature is a favorite. I've had this for years. This one, however, how much is left? Not a ton. It's just so, it's getting old for sure. I think I'm gonna keep it and try to use, well, that one's pretty old. That's one I would repurchase though, but I'm gonna get rid of it. The Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Liner is just a really unique color. And in the realm of color, that's like one of the few I would actually wear. So I'm gonna keep that. I don't think I need both of these precision liners. So I'm like, which one do I like better out of the e.l.f. and the Maybelline? I think the Maybelline one is a little creamier. So I'm gonna keep Maybelline, get rid of e.l.f. And then I think out of these two, I think based on the fact that I'm not keeping a ton of liners, I think I'm gonna keep both of these Charlotte Tilbury duos because I can use at least the dark sides up for sure. And then this like more precise one. And then I have my two liquid liners. That is not bad, you guys. So this is everything that I'm keeping from that drawer. 36 things, not bad. This is so much more manageable. I have decided I'm gonna get rid of the LA Girl Shady Slim because this pencil, even though I haven't opened it, is so old. So I'm like, had this for years. I think it's just time for it to go. But this is incredible, and a few of these might not even last, you know, once I've tried a couple of them, they might not continue to stay. So totally manageable, very excited about this. 91 things I'm getting rid of. This is nearly the whole drawer, 3 times as many things that I'm getting rid of. So this is an awesome feeling. Like I said, most of this is going in the trash. Some of it can be passed on to a sister or whatever, but not a lot of it. Good lesson for me to keep in mind too, because I'm sent a lot of things, but I also do buy a lot of things on my own, and considering my job, it makes sense, but even still, this is a lot. So everyone take a nice deep breath with me. This feels awesome. So I hope that you enjoyed this. Again, as I mentioned at the beginning, if you want to watch some more declutter videos, I'll link my playlist. I've been doing these for years, but I have like a new series that I started here in 2022, going through my makeup and kind of curating things, getting rid of old stuff, getting rid of things I don't really like, things I don't use. So definitely check out some of the other categories that I've done that I feel like are almost more fun to watch because it's like blush or it's foundation, that kind of thing where, I don't know, I feel like this video is a very weird one, a weird category to do, and that's why I don't always do it in a video because, I don't know, it's not as exciting and showy as like palettes and stuff like that. Anyways, I hope you go check out some more of those. I hope you'll subscribe as well if you have not already. I also do vlogs here where I share a bit about my family and my home life and all that kind of stuff if you want to see more about that. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I love you guys and I will see you guys in my next one.